Good morning and welcome to Open House Radio, Travel Bum Diaries, and Philosopher's Stone. Green is the new gold. I'm here with Soerke Peters at Basil Restaurant in Carmel-by-the-Sea, one of my very favorite restaurants. And we've been talking with Soerke, by the way, welcome to the show again. We've been talking about sustainable living and eco-friendly restaurants and food and locally grown food and how to show people how they can make their life, some of the products they use and the places that they go, more lower their carbon footprint. These are all the buzzwords that people use for this thing, right?
And save some money on the way.
And save some money. Okay, good. That's always preferable, isn't it? And the food, by the way, when you buy, like we've already said in some of the previous little interviews we've done, some of these snippets which people can watch on our website. You can go to realestateCookies.com, or you can go to greenisthenewgold.net and check out all the links to the different interviews. You can find out that, the food is tastier, the food is fresher, it's healthier, it's just all around better for you and better tasting, and as you said, it can be very cost effective to do some of these things.
That's right.
So Basil is literally at this moment as we speak right now, the only 100% green certified restaurant in Monterey County.
That's right.
Okay, and that's in California in case you're not in California watching this. And Carmel-by-the-Sea is a beautiful little place, and there's a lot of restaurants around here and a lot of really nice tourist attractions and sitting outside some art galleries and really nice place to come. Yeah, hotels. It's a great vacation destination for people. And this restaurant is, of course, as I said, one of my very favorites. And so tell us, again, let's go over some of the things right now that you do to keep it green.
Yeah, well,
let's
first,
talk about that again.
Let's start with the food. That's obviously the most important thing. If you have great food, people come, enjoy it. But what if it's healthy and organic and local? That makes it even better. So, buying most of my produce from the farmers markets. I actually have one local person who does that. Her name is Colleen. There's a company called Savor the Local, so she goes around to the farms and picks things up for me, so I don't have to go there.
Nice.
So that makes more sense on a small scale business like ours. Because we're not a hotel. And I have a truck. That I can drive down there or something. And she does that 3-4 times a week. And then I have the local farmers markets right over here in Carmel and in Monterey that I go to on top of it and pick up fresh produce. And the great thing is that most of the stuff never seen in the fridge, so that's actually good. It was picked that morning and it comes to the restaurant the same day, which is amazing. And you have all the nutritional values. It's fresh, and even if you have it for a couple of days, it's okay. You have no spoilage, because it's just so fresh and nutritional and healthy.
Now the nutrients stay in the vegetables if you buy them fresh right away after they're picked. That's the best time to eat them usually, right?
Yeah, that's it. The longer you wait, the longer you put them in the fridge. And there's another myth. Don't keep the greens on your carrots and stuff, because actually it sucks the nutrients out of the carrot into the green, which you're going to discard later anyway. So
that's true. You're supposed to cut them off.
You better cut it. People always think that's not. Don't leave it on there. It's not.
That's the kind of stuff we're looking for.
Yeah,
that's
so
the kind of stuff people want to
do
hear, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear that. You want to find out about what the little tips are from somebody like you. Okay, so now one of the things I want to talk about that we mentioned is honey. We were talking about honey.
Yeah.
And this was something I found to be very interesting. You have your own hives that you kind of got into this, sort of fell into it, right?
That's right. I took a couple of classes, about 3-4 classes, like about a year ago, before I got myself into this, because it sounded very complicated. The more classes I took, the more complicated it became. And I'm like, it's one of those things, the less you know, the better.
Yeah.
And
that's almost everything in life. I find it to be
and then the more you know, the less you know. You're like, OMG, this is getting crazy. And you don't get straight answers, Every beekeeper has their own thing. Oh no, that's this way or it's that way. You got to figure it out yourself. So I wasn't really much smarter in the end of the day, but I learned the techniques of how to keep bees. I learned, what equipment to buy, how to assemble the equipment.
Now, you don't actually go out there and do it yourself, right? I mean, you don't go out there and put the net on your head and
Oh,
go
yeah, I
out.
do, of course.
You do?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got the whole bee suit and
they don't sting you, though,
and
or
the
anything
smoker,
like that?
I never got stung once.
No.
So I'm like,
They must
knock
like
on
you.
wood.
They
Knock
must,
on wood.
because you're not afraid of them, right? I
Yeah,
heard they can
yeah, I'm
smell fear, right?
Yeah, I'm not scared. They're very, very kind, actually. And they're doing well, So this is the first year that we did it. And have 2 hives in the Santa Lucia Highlands at Manzoni's Vineyard. They're kind enough to let me put my beehives over there. And I don't think there are any other beekeepers out there, and it's quite interesting. I just visited them last week again and checked them out. They're still bringing pollen and nectar, and they're working very hard and still producing honey, where most of the other beekeepers that I know, they already shut down their production, they leave them alone for the winter.
Interesting.
So
and they're still making the honey.
These guys are
How long
working
does
overtime.
it take? Does it take them a long time to make a lot of honey? I mean, I don't know.
Well, usually you have one box, you put about 8 frames, they're about, that size kind of a frame, and it just comes with a sheet of wax. So it's like a foundation, and they build on it. Now they build it out on both sides and fill it up with honey, and then they cap it with wax, so it's sealed. And it's one of the foods that never expires. Honey never expires.
No.
It's the only food that never expires.
Wow, that's it. It never expires. I know you're not supposed to give it to little babies, but other than that, it's like one of the most healthy foods around. And that's something as a runner and an athlete, a lifelong athlete, that I know is one of the highest in energy and things that you can take to refurbish and replenish your body with some of the things you need when you are working out. So now, one of the other things you mentioned about the honey that when we were talking previously that I thought was interesting was that if you buy local honey to where you live that's produced in the same area that you actually reside, it gets rid of your allergies in a lot of cases. Is that right?
That's right.
And it has to be local, though, right?
Yeah, it has to be local because you're allergic to the very thing in your surroundings.
Yeah, like pollen. I have hay fever. Like
flowers.
I have terrible hay
I
fever.
used to have the same thing. And if you eat the local honey, I mean that's out of this area. I don't know how it works and why it works that way, but it works.
That is. Well, I would imagine it's build your immunity against certain things by the bees or going around all the plants and doing.
That's better than popping pills and being drowsy all day.
Yeah. No, I can't even take the allergy pills. I'd rather suffer than be all wired up from Claritin or something like this.
That's right.
So that's really interesting. Yeah, I find that to be really cool. So, all right. So is it easy for somebody to go and buy their own beehive and make their own honey? Is it
I would suggest take some classes. Because you don't want to get into something and then mess up the whole thing because it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
It costs a little bit of money, right?
It costs a little bit of money. You got to buy all the equipment, the suit, the wear, and the smoker, and it goes on and on and on.
And the smoker is to keep away from you, or
to keep the bees away. And so it's I think I spent about for 2 hives, and I did most of the stuff myself. It's about $1,500.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's not cheap.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually you make your money back on that along with anything else,
right? Yeah, you
right?
sell your honey for $10 a pound, and you make 100 pounds per hive. So it will come back.
Yeah, you can make it back.
Yeah,
that's good.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, all right, we're gonna let's finish off with this clip. And then we'll lead everybody into the next video. And I think on the next one, let's talk a little more about local produce and some of the places where you can buy some of the food.
Sounds good.
And what the food is good for. Because again, I mean, this restaurant, you knock it out. You're a great chef.
Thanks, buddy.
And it tastes awesome. So, all right. So tune into us on Philosopher's Stone. You can check out the show Green is the New Gold on the YouTube channel. You can go to the website greenisthenewgold.net. You can find Basil. What's your website?
BasilCarmel.com.
BasilCarmel.com, BasilCarmel.com, and link up to us and write us an email if you got anything else you want to ask Chef Peters about over here, because he's the man. He's the man. He knows it. All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. All right. Thank you.